TeamTakeover.tv, YouTube, IronForgesIron.com, all the websites that support me, all the Facebook people that talk to me. Wayne Shot here, kicking it old school with my man Hogan in the corner. Just watch Mayweather versus Ortiz, Victor Ortiz. I didn't get to see the whole pay-per-view because I was stuck on the Gowanus for an hour and a half. So as far as the fights before, I didn't get to see all those. But I will say is I did get to see the whole main event in its entirety. And what a main event it was. First round I had for Mayweather. Second round Ortiz. I saw Ortiz kind of coming back. Third round I had for Mayweather. And during that third round I was watching it. I was starting to think to myself, God, you know, Mayweather looks like he's picking his shots, and it's only a matter of time. Prior to this fight, I watched the 24/7 show on HBO, and the thing that struck me about this is that Ortiz seems to be a little reserved. He didn't seem like he had that killer instinct that you normally see from a guy like Tyson or Pernell Whitaker or Bernard Hopkins. There's a lot of guys out there that when the fight begins prior to the fight, there's nothing there. There's no emotions. They go in there and they're out to kill or be killed. And this fight was insane. The fourth round, we saw Ortiz take Mayweather to the corner and started giving him a flurry. And in the middle of the flurry, he just decides to jump up and headbutt him, which is, from seeing it, I was just in disbelief. I thought at first, like, oh, maybe it was accidental, but then you saw the replay of it. It looks like it was intentional. Now, was it intentional? Yes. What I will say is, I think a 24-year-old guy fighting a 34-year-old legend, living legend in Mayweather, and, you know, starting to kind of get the better of the exchange, I think he just got a little excited. In my opinion, I don't think the guy, Victor Ortiz, has come across as a person that says, well, I'm going to try to pull Evander Holyfield and headbutt the guy to get an advantage. I think he just lost himself at his emotions. And so he just decided that, hey, I'm just going to give him a headbutt. You know, just kind of threw his body into it because he wanted to knock him down so much during that little exchange. I'm not making excuses, but that's what I saw, you know, and that's why I think Ortiz gave him the headbutt. Nonetheless, it was a wrong thing to do, and Cortez, I believe, Joe Cortez, who is the referee of the fight, I mean, he was justified in definitely taking point away during the round. Immediately, when Ortiz realized what he did, and I've been in fights where, or arguments or exchanges where you just lose your cool, and you know, I mean, I blanked out during fights where you know, I've had an argument with something, and you know, fists are thrown, and you know, 2-3 seconds after it, I realized, oh my God, what's going on here? And so I think that's what happened to Ortiz. Nonetheless, he seemed like he was a little bit shook at the whole idea of it. And when he got the point taken away, I noticed that he went over and hugged and kissed Mayweather on the cheek to say, you know, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. You know, I lost my cool, or you know, I just didn't. I just got too excited and did what I had. You know, headbutted you. What's amazing about this is, you know, of course they get separated. Mayweather kind of regains his composure, and they go into the ring. Ortiz went over, hugged him again to say, I'm sorry, backs up a little. Cortez takes his eye off, I guess, to see whatever commissioner, or just to talk to somebody at ringside, I guess, to check the time or whatever the case may be. And during that exchange, at the end of the hug, when Ortiz starts to back out, you just see Mayweather just throw a shot. And Ortiz, I think, was more stunned than anything else. looks over to the referee to see if the referee's gonna stop or give Mayweather, I don't know, a look or stop the exchange. Mayweather at the same time throws a punch, knocks Ortiz on his ass in the middle of the ring. And Ortiz can't recover, can't get up, and that's it. And call it dirty, call it whatever you want. Mayweather just did what he had to do to win the fight. And the fact is, when the referee gets you together, he says, obey my commands at all time and my instructions when I separate you. There's a whole little speech that they give. And one of the things that sticks out is protect yourself at all times. Now, was it sportsmanlike? Obviously it wasn't. A guy puts his hand out to give you a pound to say, let's go, let's do this, or a hug, I'm sorry, and you sucker punch him. It's a wrong thing to do. Is it dirty? I wouldn't say it's dirty. It's not like he purposely hit him, it wasn't like he was cheating. What Mayweather did was completely legal. Shame on Joe Cortez for not paying attention, or not even trying to get in between that, or trying to separate them in any way. Cortez took his eye off the ball or off the guys, and all that. In split seconds, things happen in the ring that could change the outcome of a fight. Listen. It's definitely a G thing to do that Mayweather did. Is it dirty? Absolutely not. It's a sucker punch, yes, but it's illegal. I can't blame Mayweather for doing that. Let me tell you something about this fight. Mayweather just did the best thing I think Mayweather did boxing a favor. Let me explain something to you right now. Boxing, in my opinion, is stale. And I'm a big boxer. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of boxing. Boxing is a little bit stale, Think about this. Mayweather is the biggest draw in boxing. Mayweather just did something that pretty much made, I think, it's a great, whether people realize it or not, the impact of this is huge. Because I tell you what, number one, if Mayweather and Pacquiao doesn't happen next, I think it's a huge missed opportunity. Mayweather has just solidified himself as the biggest heel in boxing. And some of you people may not know what heel means. The biggest bad guy in boxing. People are going to pay millions of dollars to see Mayweather get beat up. And to have Pac-Man, somebody who is a politician, a good guy, he sings, he seems like a gentle giant. Not in the physical sense, but just in the ring, he's a giant. They're gonna pay to see Pac-Man beat him up. They're definitely gonna see that. Pay to see that. It also, what that just does is it allows Ortiz to probably have another rematch where people will pay to see Ortiz knock out Mayweather, if that ever happens. So the rematch is there. There's tons of money to be made with the rematch of Ortiz and Mayweather, and there's a boatload of money to be made during the Mayweather and Pacquiao fight, if that happens. Amazing thing. The whole Larry Merchant thing, obviously heated words, and I thought it was hilarious that Merchant said, if it was 50 years ago, I would kick your ass. This is awesome. I think it's an awesome thing. I laughed. I was in shock. And it goes back to the killer instinct thing that I was talking about before. Ortiz doesn't have that killer instinct. He's a nice guy. He's the type of guy that I say, hey, I have a sister here. You want to go date her? Fine, go. Here, have the car keys. He's one of those guys that's a really, really nice guy. It seems like he does a lot of work with the community, came from a bad background, but, his physical, he's a smart, intelligent guy. It's just that certain fighters don't have that killer instinct in the ring. And I'm not saying, I think Ortiz is soft. I think he's a soft guy. I think he's a really, really talented guy, but I think he's soft. He doesn't, you talk about killers. Uh, let's talk about Badr Hari, not killers in like he actually killed somebody. And if somebody actually told me that Badr actually killed somebody, I wouldn't be shocked about it. But Badr was asked by Michael Schiavello, who's I consider the greatest MMA talent in the world. I'm a big fan of Mike Schiavello, but nonetheless, Mike Schiavello tells Badr, he says, Badr, you've had some vicious, vicious knockouts. He talks about guys he's beaten, Lecco and all these other guys. He goes, what? After seeing those clips, what do you feel? How do you feel? Do you feel like a remorse? And Badr says, no, I enjoy them. And then Schiavello has like this weird look in his face, and he goes, really interesting, or he says something of that nature, and Badr says, yeah, I worked so hard for this, and to see a knockout, I don't feel sorry for that. I enjoyed watching myself knock people out. And it's that craziness and that ability to separate your emotions or empathy for another human being in the ring that makes people feared and gives people that extra oomph to, put that extra couple blows in to finish off a fighter. Look, you're in a fight, man. You're in a fight. You have to protect yourself at all times. You know what? If I hit a guy in the balls, yo, my bad, and I'd keep on fighting. And boxing isn't MMA. MMA is a martial art. MMA has a lot of respect, and there's belts and everything. Listen, if you're a boxer and you could punch, anybody could go out there and box. I mean, obviously you wouldn't be successful at it, but anybody could go out there and say, I'm going to be a boxer, go out there and start fighting. Kimbo's doing it right now. You train a little and you can go out there and get a couple amateur fights and turn pro and, it's a different thing, this whole MMA. And you can't compare MMA and boxing. They're two different things. It's just, it's crazy, but this is great for boxing. I mean, I know it's in the casual sense. For the short term, it's a horrible thing, but in the long term, people are going to start talking about this fight for a very long time. And you know what? Mayweather doesn't care about what anybody has to say. Whether he realizes or not, his stock just went up. I mean, you talk about. I mean, you know me. Anybody that follows my vlogs knows that I'm a huge wrestling fan, and people in Trinidad talk about Ric Flair and how when the Horsemen came out to Trinidad, that people were riled up, and it was a big event because people wanted to kill Flair. They hated him so much. People are going to pay big money to see Mayweather lose. It's just a straight up fact. People are going to pay big money to see Mayweather lose. Mayweather's stock just went up. He's going to be the talk of boxing, the sports world for the next couple months. He's thinking about retiring within the next 3 years. He's probably going to make more money now than he ever did before. And it just sets up for the Pacquiao fight even more. People are going to root behind Pacquiao to beat Mayweather. And if Pacquiao loses, they're going to root even harder for Ortiz to beat Mayweather. Look, Mayweather didn't have to do that. Obviously, I think he was going to win the fight. I think Mayweather was just kind of toying with him a little bit, or picking the spots. But wow, what a fight! What a fight! I mean, it's crazy. Anybody that's hating on that, I understand what people's first reaction. Oh, Mayweather's a cheater, this and that. Look, Ortiz headbutted him, and whether I think he did it intentionally to inflict damage or it was done in the heat of the moment, he headbutted him. And you fight fire with fire. And if there's an opportunity to knock somebody out, whether the referee's paying attention or not, and it's legal, and you can knock a guy out, you do it. Plain and simple. If you don't think that what Mayweather did was a smart idea, then you're a fool. You're a straight up fool. I mean, wow. This is, man, people are going to talk about this fight for a very, very long time. Don't feel sorry for Ortiz. I don't think Ortiz feels sorry. I think Ortiz's reaction to smile when he was sitting on the bench at the end of the fight and wasn't mad. I mean, Ortiz knows he got caught. You just can't get caught sleeping. Same thing in the streets. You have beef with somebody and you got to shake their hand. You better make sure that they don't have a knife in their other hand to stab you, because people will stab you. People will take advantage of when you're at a weak point, and Mayweather did that. So shout out to Mayweather. I'm a big fan. I met the guy in Vegas, had a huge chain, actually could have lit up the whole of Vegas. I mean, he seemed like a cool guy when I met him. Hey, Mayweather wins. Let's see Pacquiao and Mayweather. I think that's what the world wants. None of this BS with the steroids. I don't want to see anything like that. This is great, man. This is awesome. I hope they do this fight. I really do. These guys aren't getting any younger. They're getting only older. And right now, you know, Mayweather's coming off a controversial win. Nonetheless, people are going to still be interested, and he's going to be the talk of the town. And Pacquiao, I mean, if this fight's got to happen. It's got to happen. It's got to happen. So I'm excited about boxing again. I'm excited about seeing Mayweather fight again, and hopefully I'm intrigued by Ortiz as well. And I've seen plenty of 24/7s, but you know what, Victor Ortiz, I'd pay to see him fight again. I'm sure a lot of people are going to pay to see him fight again too. So, you know, it didn't seem like both those guys took a lot of damage. So if they do another fight, they're probably not going to fight for the rest of the year. But if they do it in the first quarter of 2012, I don't see why anybody would not want to see them fight. So, you know, that's that. Thank you for watching. I know, I hope this is as entertaining a vlog as my others. And thanks for all the support. Peace out, guys. TeamTakeover.tv, Bloodstain Lane, shout out to him. We're going to be doing a lot of big things. And expect a big announcement from me soon as far as the future of my vlogs and some things that I'm working behind the scenes on. And I think you guys are going to really like it. So, see you guys soon. And next vlog should be the UFC 135 vlog. It's going to be on my birthday. So, you know, going to be really exciting. Peace out, guys.